Hi everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about depression. Might be a little bit ironic given that the title of my channel is Embracing Aging, but I do recognise that you know what, it isn't all like unicorns and rainbows and positive thinking. And I've been a bit depressed myself lately, probably for the last week or so, and it's more than a low mood. And I have talked about how you can lift a low mood. There are things you can do, such as exercise and, changing your state, going out, doing something useful, thinking about the things you're grateful for. And I thought about that this morning because I normally aim to do three videos a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes not quite that schedule, but more or less three videos a week. On Friday, I could not be bothered to do one. I just couldn't be, I wasn't in the mood. I was not in the right frame of mind at all. And I just felt really tearful. And that is one of the signs that I recognize when I know it's moved from a low mood to proper depression. And I just want to share my experience in the hope that it will help somebody else who's maybe going through the same kind of thing and not understanding it. For me, probably it might have been 15, 18 years ago. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I was having a really tough time at work. I wasn't enjoying my job. I didn't have supportive managers. It was just a really difficult time for me. And one day I thought, I can't do this anymore. I'm getting quite emotional thinking about it now. I cannot do this anymore. I could not go to work. And I stayed in bed. And I got my husband to phone in sick for me. And well, long story short, I was off work for 9 months. I was on sick, and I was actually going to be dismissed, but that didn't happen in the end. However, it was some of it was brought on by the situation at work, which I'm not going to go into details, but it was very challenging and just a very difficult time for me. But in the end, I spent 3 weeks where I could virtually, I couldn't be bothered to get dressed. I didn't want to shower. I didn't want to put my makeup on. And I didn't want to see people. I didn't want to talk to my friends. I didn't want to go out. I was just utterly like demotivated, demoralized, and just like basically I spent about 3 weeks either in bed or on the sofa doing absolutely nothing. And for me, my appearance is quite important to me, and it might seem vain, but to me it's what, I like to get up and I like to look my best. I like to shower, I like to smell nice. I like to put my makeup on, I like to get my nice clothes on. And for me to like just slob around in my dressing gown is definitely not me. And eventually my husband persuaded me to go to the doctor, and I was prescribed antidepressants, and they definitely got me over the hump. I was really, it was a difficult time, but those antidepressants were a lifeline for me because I could not, I don't think I could have got back to normal functioning without them. Um, so I'm not saying don't go down. In fact, I'm advising you, if you're feeling depressed, and especially if you're feeling suicidal, or you're feeling that your life's worthless, or that you feel it's all pointless, please go and see a doctor. I would urge you to go and see a doctor or speak to the Samaritans. Do something, talk to somebody about it, because I do understand how difficult it can be to pull yourself out of that really, really dark and low place. What I did today was, I thought I've got to take a leaf out of my own book. I've got to try and do the things that I advise other people to do initially. And I don't feel loads better. I'll be honest with you. I don't feel like dead motivated, but it has made a bit of a change, because I did at 2 o'clock. I decided, right, I'm going to first of all write down the three things I'm grateful for, which is kind of my thing for the day. I'm going to talk about that a bit more later on as well. But yeah, talking about wrote down the 3 things I'm grateful for, and then I thought I'm just going to go and wash the dishes because the breakfast dishes had been there in the sink, and I washed the dishes, and then I was motivated to go and have a shower. Then I put my face on, and then I came on here. So yeah, it has changed my state a little bit, and it has motivated me a little bit. And I think what I would say to you is that some things, if you are feeling depressed and down, do the things that I think have got to be non-negotiable to get you out of depression. First of all, go and see a doctor. You know what, you might want to try holistic things, and I'm not denying that they have the purpose, and they have the place, and for some people that's great. Maybe you need to go and have Reiki or a massage, or I don't know, acupuncture, maybe going to the gym, something like that. I mean, physical movement's really good for mood. It really does. I think it produces endorphins in your body, and I think that movement and physical activity is good for that. But I also think that just actually being consistent and making those things non-negotiable is going to help. And that's what I'm going to do going forward. I'm going to do the 3 things that I'm grateful for every day. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to make that non-negotiable. And I'm going to make sure that I'm going to give myself a deadline to get showered, put my makeup on, whether I feel like it or not, whether I'm feeling utterly miserable, I'm going to do it and just see what difference it makes. So yeah, if you want to leave some comments, please, about if you've overcome depression, if you're suffering from depression now, tell me the things that have helped you or are helping you, or things that you can suggest that might help other people. And yeah, and also the other thing I want to say is, if you've got friends or relatives who are suffering from depression, don't try and jolly them out of it. Sometimes it's the last thing you want. You want your friends to check up on you and make sure you're okay. But if somebody, like at the moment, I don't feel like socializing, I don't feel like being social, I need to withdraw and be on my own, figure it out in my own head. And I know from past experience that's what works for me. But I desperately, desperately want my friends to keep in touch with me. I want my relatives to say, how you doing? And you know what? They might say, do you want to come over? Do you want to go out for a drink? I want to be able to say no without them being offended. And I have got two of my very best friends have suffered from depression, the same as I have, and they totally understand, and they're very supportive of me. So please, if you are depressed, talk to somebody. Just tell them how you're feeling. Tell them that you're feeling really shit, you're feeling low, you can't be bothered. Not to be offended if you don't phone them or you don't keep in touch with them. Ask them to understand that you just need some space, but you really value the friendship. Because for me, the support of some people who I'm very close to now, that was, for me, that was a catalyst in me getting out of that depression and not ending up in a place where, I was kind of suicidal. So please just talk to somebody. There are people out there, people care more than you think, and they're not going to be, you might have people who are extroverts and that they might try and jolly you out of it, but just say to them, you know what, please don't be offended, but I don't want to go out today. I'm just not in the mood, and I'll call you when I'm ready, but please keep in touch. Please check in with me, because there's nothing better than knowing that somebody cares. I think that, for me, knowing that somebody actually is thinking about you and understands where you're coming from is a big thing. But please go to the doctor if you're feeling really low, and it's more than feeling low. If you know that you're depressed and you just can't be bothered to get out of bed in the morning, you feel like your life has no purpose, please see a doctor. Please talk to somebody. I would urge you to do that. And yeah, as always, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe. and especially if you leave comments, because I think it's an important topic. And yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. Okay, bye.